Hi, and welcome to your Humber News Update. I'm Brandon Richard Austin, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. Here's what we're working on at this hour. A state of emergency has been declared in Charlotte, North Carolina, following a second night of protests. Governor Pat McCrory made the declaration late last night, and he's called in the National Guard to help local police. The protest began as a prayer vigil for Keith Lamont Scott, who was shot and killed by police on Tuesday. Reports say the prayer group splintered and an angry crowd began to march downtown. Police in riot gear met the group with officers using flash grenades and tear gas in an attempt to force the crowd to disperse. One person was critically injured, though Charlotte police are saying it was a civilian-on-civilian incident. The mayor of Charlotte says the city is considering a curfew. The International Syrian Support Group is meeting today in New York to discuss the possibility of reviving a truce in the region. The meeting will be chaired by U.S. and Russian diplomats. Meanwhile, the heaviest airstrike in months hit the rebel-held city of Aleppo on the heels of a failed ceasefire. Dozens died as a result of the overnight airstrike that set the city ablaze. The rebel-controlled city has been the target of many attacks ravaging the streets. Earlier this week, an attack on an aid convoy carrying supplies for 78,000 Syrians left the international community reeling. The U.S. was quick to point the finger at Russia, who denied any involvement and released footage of the convoy being followed by a pickup truck carrying a mortar. The two nations are hoping to come to an agreement to revive the failed ceasefire later today. The TTC is scrambling to fix a shortfall in the 2017 budget. At a committee meeting yesterday, TTC Chair Josh Cole said the deficit is partly because of changes made by the province. Mayor John Tory requested that all city departments trim their budgets by 2.6% this year. The TTC has been able to comply with this. However, Cole says it's not possible to come up with another $172 million. He says they need an increase in the subsidy either from the city or the province. Otherwise, fare increases and service cuts could be a reality. In the world of sports, it was another heartbreaker for the Blue Jays last night, but hockey fans are still cheering. Turning to weather, it's another beautiful hot day for the start of autumn. We'll have all your sports and weather details coming up in our news at 2 o'clock. There's a new king in town, and visitors at the Vienna Zoo are getting their first look. This cute little chick has finally made its debut after hiding for 4 weeks in the folds of its parents' belly. But once it grew too big to stay safely tucked away, it emerged to everyone's delight. The baby's gender still isn't clear, but will be determined when the feathers go under genetic testing. King penguins are the second largest penguin species, next to empire penguins. That's your 12 o'clock news update. We'll be back with more Humber News at 2.